Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gonna do the weekly review. Running late, got a lot going on, so trying to get around to making this video. Looks like we're open for the week. We're in a range for the dollar. Bottom range, top range. Look for previous high breaks into resistance. You got the 13 and 8 coming on up. We got previous highs breaking into previous lows. See if we can get above previous highs. See if it gets rejected or not. See if this is the actual bottom. We do have a 2-bar pattern with a double top. So it looks like a bottom. Let's see what happens trading outside that range. It looks like a resistance coming in on a daily as well. Plenty of support now that the 8 has crossed the 13. So even if it got rejected here and wants to come back down into support, that'll be alright. But now that it's crossed the 8, 13, hit the 34, we got support on the way down. Looks like the close on Friday was bullish. Looks like it wants to keep going. Weekly close, closing near its highs. See what happens this week. But definite breakout. Previous highs now are support. Same with the Dow. No telling where it's going. So we got support all the way down. Coming into support, that reverse head and shoulders proved to be bullish. And the NASDAQ. Bullish on Friday as well. Weekly close. Long red green candle there. Got plenty of support. Took out that reversal bar. And just kept on going. Pretty nicely done. Crude. Look for previous high breaks as it did come up above the 8 to close on the week. Pretty good. Just in the nick of time. And you can see Friday's little push. So no rejection, came right through. Look for previous high breaks. As now we got support again. Look on, let's see if this wants to keep going. Looks like the range is 54 to 58. So a $4 range. Let's see if it could bust above previous high breaks. It looks like the 8 is still moving up. So we'll see if price goes along with it. That looks bearish still. Even on the close, looks like a bearish retracement got rejected. Anything could happen. Looks like it closed near the previous low. Still have support on previous other lows. But it looks like it crossed over and came back into resistance and got rejected. So I'll see how that works out. Daily now, you can see that rejection. Into the 8. Kind of sit and try to pass it over and collapsed. Right into previous highs, but previous low break in and around 39.78. But pretty good rejection right there. We'll see if this one wants to keep going. Lots of resistance on the way up. Lower highs. Broke down here. Came across, supported, broke through. We got to higher low, lower highs. We got the pattern working. See what happens. Lots of resistance on the way up. Could just pop right through. Oh yeah, this one. I remember thinking this one, that it just skipped over resistance and opened up on the top of it. So maybe that'll happen on the TNX. See all the resistance coming up and the prices coming in. So far it's rejected, but look for any kind of gap open above resistance and making a gap and run for it. This one on daily had a great day on Friday, I think. Yeah, 400 plus. So a little consolidation over here. Back and forth. Higher lows. And then looked like a rejection, then just a gap on the open on Friday, and it ran all the way to the other side. So let's see if it'll break outside that, as now we have a pattern working. Still working resistance on the way up. See if it'll fill the gap. Lots of support now, where resistance is now support. Nice save by the bell here. Bam, bam, bam. Shanghai Composite consolidation over there. Previous high breaks hasn't stopped yet. For the weekly now closing above 8 and 13. Looking for previous high breaks. You got a reversal bar here that hasn't stopped. So gold. Looks like gold opened down so far on the open. I'm running late again. Got double top. Came down into support. Bounced on a daily. We're still holding support. For the weekly close, looks like a rejection and just a close above previous highs. So let's see if it'll still work. Or does this cross of the 8 over the 13 is price going to be sucked all the way back in? I'm hoping for a sideways action, pulling that 8 across the 13 on its own. Some sideways. Even hoping for sometime in the future, near in the future, to get above the 34. So that's the ultimate goal. Start changing trend. Because we changed trend down here. And then came all the way up. And then closed below trend here, and now let's get it back above trend to continue the original trend break. So weekly close looks like a continuation coming. We'll see how far we get any kind of retracement. So far we're opening down for the new week. We have a double top on the daily, came above support, so we'll keep an eye out for support on the daily because it's right there. Plus we have a double top, so look for that to crumble over. Otherwise, let's see if we can gather our legs real quick tonight and on the open tomorrow, see if we can break previous highs. Silver, pretty much the same thing. Opening up higher across the 8, so we got plenty of support coming back in. For the daily, weekly close, all the way up into the 34. So if we let's see if we get a churn out of this as the 8 is crossing. See if we can get this back down under. That'll make our big right shoulder. Still waiting for that right shoulder to come in on silver. Hopefully we can get a pop across the 34. Again, a weekly goal. Copper finally broke out. Previous high breaks, closed above previous highs. Nice. Let's see if we can get gold, silver, and copper to run together this week. That would be awesome. For the daily, flat top break. Came above support, never stopped. Closing above previous highs. Definitely a breakout. Let's see where it ends up this week. Always looking for previous lows. Looks like we're at previous lows now. Breaking here can get us up to 2.9 to 2.3 or 2.9 to 3. Plenty of room on the way up. Let's get it to 3 and see what happens. Resistance at 3. GDX. See how we did for the day. Nice bounce off of the 34 or the 8. Looks like we got some sort of bullish piercing pattern working on GDX. As it opened down and closed all the way in. Looks like just above 50% of the previous candle, so that makes it this 2-bar pattern a bullish retracement. Or a bullish retrace. Oh, excuse me. I'm way tired. A bullish piercing pattern, 2-bar pattern. Needed to close 50% of the previous candle. And it looks like it's just over the edge. So, see if that'll hold. See if that's a true bullish piercing pattern. Same here. GDXJ, good job. Nice bounce. Looks like it opened right into the 8 and closed all the way up. That's a bullish piercing pattern. See how this week ends up. But so far we got a 2-bar bullish pattern coming off of the close on Friday. And a little hop, skip, and a jump right over the 34 on GDX and GDXJ. Let's keep that momentum running. Still looking for a right shoulder to come in. Let's see if we can get above the 34 and make a right shoulder above the 34. That would make a nice bullish retracement over the 34, changing trend. Same here. I got resistance coming in on that that line there. See if we can get a right shoulder coming in, little pop into resistance, and then sharp U on the consolidation. Nuggets got a way to go. See if it'll do what GDX and GDXJ did. This is a little bit further away than even gold and silver, so let's get this thing running. JNUG. Should be a good week for JNUG, as it's probably going to come into the next line of resistance sooner or later. See how the Monday opens and the Friday closes. Bitcoin's still on a tear. And for the week, looks like it closed above the 8, which is good. Keeps the momentum running. So we made it all the way to the top. Came all the way back into support. Now we're trying to get back up. We got a 2-bar pattern here. 2 long wicks. Tweezer bottoms. I think tweezer is actually the same price closing. But I have 2 long wicks here. Better to see 3. Let's see if that's the bottom, or it needs to make another opposing point. A 4-hour chart came into resistance, made a double top. So far on the 4-hour, we got a 2-bar pattern reversal. See if it'll continue across. I got previous high breaks at 1,004. Let's take a look at Cliff for this week. Looks like a quick consolidation here, closed above previous highs. See if this will keep going. My guess is closer to 14. After that nice clean break there, a little sideways action coming in on an hourly. Nice pop outside that pattern. Let's see if it'll keep going or come back into support. Looks like the close on Friday has a bearish Arami. So be careful of that. Weekly basis, pretty much closed above previous highs, so now we have support in and around 11. Stay above 11. AG, nice break across that flat top. Came into resistance. Let's see how long it stays between resistance on the way up and support on the way down. It might be a good week for this one. Depends on how we open. But I assume a continuation from last week's break. USLV's got to keep going there. Closing above 16, that's good. URRE looks like came into a bottom 2-bar pattern. Look for previous high breaks on a weekly close there. Above 220 it looks like. Looking for UEC to break that flat top break, closing above previous highs. Thought it was going to get going last week, but it's right there, close to the breakout. Let's see. Pretty much same going on around. Looking for previous high breaks. Continuations, watch for those retracements. Looks like NGD's holding its own after the downgrade. And so far a higher low, still in a bullish retracement mode on a monthly chart. So it still looks practical. Just doing the same stuff everybody else is doing. So stay above the lines. Sometimes a downgrade takes a while to filter through, but looks like we're working with a higher low on a monthly chart, so that's what happens. BTG right outside that downtrend. Let's see what happens when it breaks previous highs. It is above previous highs, outside the pattern, flat top break. Came across at 34 on a monthly chart, came in. That's a bullish retracement, hasn't stopped. Pretty nice one right there. Might have to take a bite at the previous high breaks. Yeah, even the hourly looks good. That looks like the CLF pattern that broke out. So watch that pattern right there. BTG, that looks like a great one for this week. Looks like AGI in 60 minutes needs some help. EGZ. Look for previous high breaks. AUY. Looks like a real tight reverse head and shoulders over that 34. Look for previous high breaks. We got previous highs over here for support. I think that's about it, guys. Keep it short and simple. I assume a continuation next week. Watch the ones that get rejected over the 34 as they need to gather their legs. But all in all, looking for gold and silver to keep going. The monthly bullish retracement's in. We might have some back and forth action, but I'm definitely bullish in the long run. Everything's doing what it should be doing. So let me know what's going on out there. I'll talk to you soon, and donate if you can, and call